Welcome to the 2019-2020 Western Veterinarian Conference for Small Animals. Now let's move on to the first category that I'll be talking to you guys about, which is basic information that veterinarians have to know, and that is anatomy. The most important information, basic information that veterinarians study throughout their career. So what I did was that I drew the anatomy of a cat.
So let's start off with the buccal cavity here. The buccal cavity gives the cat its mouth opening. Above it we have the nasal cavity, which gives the cat its sense of smell, and as we move along we have the trachea and the esophagus that the food travels into. After all this we have the lungs, this big area here, and below it we have the heart. Afterwards we have the diaphragm. The diaphragm is a small muscle around a skeletal bone that allows the lungs to deflate and inflate. After that we have the liver here, the green area, and as we move on we have the stomach and the gallbladder, this orange area here above the stomach. That stores stomach acidity, which allows the stomach to break down food. Below it, we have the spleen. The spleen is a filter for the blood. It removes toxins out of the blood. And as we move along, we go through the small intestines to the large, and the kidney, in fact, is above the intestines in general. Then it leads to the anus. The testes are below, if it's a male. And below that, we have the bladder, which stores urine. Going back to the start here, above it, we have the brain. And after the brain, we have the spinal cord that thins out. And it goes all around to the tail, which supports the cat's body.
The second category, which is the cases and the problems that veterinarians have to face. And the example that I'll be giving is patellar luxation. I have the representation of the dog's femur bone. This here is the kneecap, and the patella, the small area bone, is located here. Usually the kneecap is connected by the tendon, held like this. But if the trochlear groove over here is too small, too shallow, cannot support the kneecap in any way, we have that as dislocation, as they can move outwards or inwards. But before I move on to any specifics, let's talk about which breeds of dogs this can usually occur in. As a matter of fact, this can happen in hyperactive dogs, Chihuahuas, Maltese, miniature poodles, because they really like to be active, they love to run around, they love to jump, and they're just hyperactive by nature. So this usually happens a lot. Now, if the kneecap was to move towards the abdomen of the dog, which is the stomach, like this, that is medial luxation, normal angle. But if this were to move outwards, totally outwards, like so, this is lateral luxation. And that is patellar luxation.
Last but not least, I'm going to talk to you guys about the basic idea, the concept of being a veterinarian, their wages, and let's get to it. There are many similarities between a veterinarian and physician. You can be a specialist, especially being a veterinarian, such as being a specialty in dermatology, anesthesia, or maybe medicine. But before I move on, there are two specific fields of being a veterinarian. You can acquire large animal studies, meaning you're a veterinarian for farm animals, bigger animals than dogs and cats, and the other being household pets, small animals, which are dogs and cats. Also, in terms of wages, veterinarian can make up to $100,000 or more if someone works for a cooperation, meaning a company, such as Banfield, PetSmart, Petco, but specialists can make up to $160,000 or more. Now, at the end of the day, the whole concept of being a veterinarian is that you have to work well with animals. You have to be interested, determined, and cautious. Now, coming to an end, thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed it.